just wanted to tell you about how I did a really touristy thing and I think I liked it actually. So we just got back from Fisherman's Village in Koh Samui and we'd heard about this spot. It seemed to be a recommended thing to do. We've been talking about going for a couple days, but honestly it took until like today for us to have the time and the courage to drive the scooter there. It's a little bit scary, but we made it, and park and like go in. And instead of finding a night market, we actually just found a bunch of like very touristy restaurants. So there were like a couple of stalls and there were a lot of like little knickknack, like souvenir little shopping stalls and stuff like that. So there were many, many restaurants and almost all of them like didn't even serve Thai food. Some of them had both. They have like Thai food and European food or a bunch of things, but like it's called Fisherman's Village. I don't exactly know what we thought it was going to be. Like I knew it was going to be somewhat touristy, but this was a new level of touristy. Honestly, the entire trip, we've not experienced anything at this level of like touristy. At various points, we kept saying like, oh, we kind of feel like we're in Vegas or something, or we're, what is those things called? Like the Disney, like the downtown Disney places. It kind of felt like that even. So you're walking along the street and it's very close to the beach. So a lot of these restaurants have areas that like look out onto the beach so you can kind of eat by the beach, which is very cool. But all of these restaurants are almost exclusively like not Thai food. There were like steak places, there were Italian places, there was a French restaurant, there was like some places had Thai food and other things, but very rarely did you see like a Thai restaurant. The ones you did see were often like very upscale in their like design. They felt very modern, or they felt very more traditional, like a American like steak place or something. There were a couple of like British pubs or like Irish pubs, which we've seen a few times, and it's so weird. It's so bizarre to see that here. And just everywhere you look, tons of tourists. Everything is very much geared towards that. It did not feel like we were necessarily in Thailand. If you told me we were in like Hawaii or like, some other just beach area, I would have believed you. There wasn't very much to indicate that like we were in Thailand based on like walking down that street. That's almost what gave it this like Disney-fied feeling to me, is it felt like very culturally neutral, or it felt kind of American or something. It's just such a different experience from everywhere else we've been. Even other really touristy parts of Koh Samui or Krabi or like Bangkok, whatever, those still felt like Thai in a lot of ways. Even though it might have been like a touristy version, even though those places were touristy, they didn't feel so like, they didn't look so like cleaned up and perfected and made to look modern in this very maybe like Instagram-y kind of way. That wasn't as common in some of these other tourist areas as it was in Fisherman's Village. Brandon and I kind of went in thinking it was maybe going to be a like actual fish market, or like kind of, like it wouldn't be a full on fish market, but there would be a lot of seafood. It would be very much geared towards like picking fish and getting that cooked and all that. And we did see that a few times. We saw it a couple of times, but we kind of thought that was like mostly what we would see. And we'd also see like a lot of like street food stalls or something like that. And we barely saw any. Like there were a few, and honestly, at this point, we've been to enough of those that we were like, I bet these aren't that good. And the prices were like double or triple what we've seen almost everywhere else. So we were just like, okay, we can literally get better dessert like a 2-minute walk down the road from where we're staying right now. Overall, just like a really jarring experience to be in an environment that felt so sanitized and westernized, even compared to other tourist friendly spots that we've seen so far. That was just really interesting. Everything I'm telling you right now, you might be like, oh, you know, they hated it. And don't get me wrong, I wasn't like, oh, I love it, I want to be here every day. We're not gonna go again, you know. But since we were already in this very touristy part of Koh Samui, since all the food was European, since all the Thai food there, I'm sure some of it was going to be really good, but it was like we can get amazing Thai food for like way less money many other places on this island. Like, why would we get it now? So we actually decided to kind of like lean into the tourist experience for dinner. Bran was like, oh, you know, sitting out by the beach or like, you know, being at one of these restaurants and looking out of the water, like that actually sounds pretty nice. This might sound silly, but it's like, what if we try to get pizza? And I figured, like, let's look around. If we see anything that looks promising, like, maybe we'll give it a shot. I don't trust most, like, Italian restaurants that I've seen while I've been in Thailand. We've pretty much been avoiding those, you know. But I was like, why don't we just lean into it? If something looks promising, maybe we give it a shot. We knew going in, like, this is going to be one of our more expensive meals that we're going to have in Thailand, probably, period, because, you know, we're trying to eat right by the water at a super touristy area. Like, we already know we're in trouble, you know? But we found a place. It seemed like the owners were Italian. So we were like, okay, let's check it out. They put us out on the beach. We're like sitting out in the sand and we ordered 2 pizzas and, you know, they were actually good. Like, it very much held up to like good pizza I've had in other places, in other countries in America. Like, it was good. This was one of the more expensive meals that we've had in Thailand. Hands down, for sure. It was so much cheaper though than what we would have paid for something similar in San Francisco. Like, the quality of the pizza, the like size, the ingredients that were on it, what we would have paid in SF would have been double, like, easily. We kind of came out of this, Brand was like, you know, I didn't think I would be having good pizza while I was in Thailand. That was like not something that I thought would happen. Did we do like the most touristy thing ever tonight? Getting pizza while sitting on the beach at a like very Disneyfied walking street with lots of trinkets. Like, yes, we did. We basically had the most touristy dinner that we've had so far on our trip. But honestly, like, no regrets. It was good. The thing we were so worried about is that we'd get it, and it would be like just mid or like actually bad, and we also had to pay a lot. But it wasn't, it was legitimately good. You know, this is really one of those times where I have to be like, yeah, that was so touristy. In a lot of ways, I didn't like it, but also I did like it. So what can I say? Like, I really cannot be a full tourist hater after that experience. So like, will we go back? For sure, no. Like, we're definitely not going to go back. But I think our instinct that if we were ever going to have like more European food on this trip, like, this was the place to do it. I feel like that was justified. Just wanted to tell you about how I did a really touristy thing and I think I liked it actually. Oh, how embarrassing. So that was my evening. So my really good friend is going to be visiting very soon. Super excited for her to join us. And as we've been kind of testing out some other beaches, driving a little bit further, like scoping out some of the like things to do, you know, it's nice that we went and we can just be like, okay, we're not taking her there. Let's skip that one. So kind of doing a little like test mission to like see what we can find that's actually worth bringing her to. If you are also someone who is coming to Koh Samui, thinking about checking this out, hopefully this will tell you like if you think this is your vibe, it's what you're looking for. If you want like a nice beach restaurant experience and, you know, you're not a person who can handle spicy food or, you know, like Thai food's not your thing, this might be a great place for you. Like, it might be perfect. It's not that it's not nice. It's just like, it is really touristy, you know? So not mad, not mad that we did it, but definitely not going back. I hope this helped you think about if you want to check it out, if you're on a trip over here. Thank you for hearing my like little accidental, super touristy evening. I will check in with you tomorrow. Goodbye.